Hello, everybody. Quilting Marine here. We need to talk about batting. All right. So the next thing we're going to do with our medium quilt we're going to do here is batting. We need to select the batting. Okay, and batting can be overwhelming. It can. All right. Batting has it's so many choices. There's so many manufacturers. There's so many fibers. There's so many prices, and we're doing this on a budget. So you need to pay attention to what you want and what you want to pay for your batting. Okay, so you have like cotton, you have polyester, you have mixtures. There's so many different types of batting. But remember, if you're gonna get a natural fiber like cotton, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for it. I walked into a quilt store one time. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna run in and go grab some batting real quick. And I pulled down some cotton batting that I was making for a quilt, a very large quilt that I was making, and I saw the price, and I almost passed out. All right, so you gotta pay attention. Remember, Goodwill. All right, you can go to Goodwill and come up on batting and be very happy. All right, so when you get your batting or you're making a selection for batting, you gotta remember also the loft. All right, loft is it's just a description of how thick your batting is and how puffy it is. So when you attach your three layers, all right, your sandwich, what do you want? Do you want that puffiness, okay, or do you want it to be thin? Me personally, I prefer a thin batting, a low loft batting, because I like for people to use the quilts that I give them. I don't expect them to throw my quilts on a wall. I don't. It's not something that I expect. I mean, but I've had family members do it. But I produce my quilts for you to use, for you to beat on, for your dogs to run on. They're not personal attachments to me. They're just gifts that I produce for family members and loved ones and people I know and love. And once I give it to them, it's not my baby anymore. It's your baby. So that's the mindset that I have when I build my quilts. So let's take a look at. Okay. Oh, one more thing you need to also pay attention to. It's called stitch distance. Okay, so in stitch distance, they'll have it on the package. In stitch distance, all it is a description of how far away, when you have your batting underneath here, stitch distance is going to tell you, how far away you should be quilting. Remember going through all three layers on the batting that's underneath. Okay, because if your stitch distances are small, and you're stitching closer than the stitch distance requires, you're going to be ripping the batting apart. And you're going to get things like bearding. Bearding is when your batting is sticking out through the top layer of your quilt, okay? Don't ask me how I knew about bearding. I did some homework. But bearding, that sounds cool, right? Bearding, yeah. We like beards. So, okay, you got to pay attention to that kind of thing, okay? But if you're making quilts for, like, on a budget and for loved ones like I do, I stay with a low loft. And a low loft like this has very large stitch distances, okay? I can get this really inexpensively at Walmart. And you have high loft, some like this, a higher loft, a little thicker, a little denser, okay? And your stitch distance. Okay, so this is where you would find your stitch distance. Right here. For best results, quilt or tie no further than 5-inch intervals. Okay? And this is a polyester. Polyesters do really good too. Okay? It's going to be up to you. Remember, there's no rules to this. So if you have a choice or you have something that you really like to use, roll with it. Okay? Roll with that. And this is one. This is a super really high loft one right here. And look, I got this from the Goodwill. All right. There were times when my wife would go into Goodwill, and I was so stubborn. I would sit in the car, and I'd be like, I'm waiting out here. You go in there. You get what you got. I'll wait out here. And then she came out with these like this, and I was like, what? I'm going in. And then I started getting all kind of stuff, my fabrics, batting, everything. So do not overlook the Goodwill, okay? Because You know, quilting can be very expensive. It can be, but we won't let it. All right? Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe. And remember, it's only fabric and it's only thread.